Hey guys, how are you? So I'm doing this video in regards to a challenge I did. It's called the Cuts and Gains by Pauline Nordin. And I wanted to give you guys my experience doing this program. Now there's several other challenges she has, but I decided to do the Cuts and Gains. And I'm vegan, so I did it the vegan way. And it's actually very simple to do it because all you're gonna have to do is switch the protein source because it's very loaded with lots of vegetables. So the program itself is a 12-week program where it includes different splits and it's like focusing on one body part once a week, except for abs and glutes is done twice a week, and it's for 6 days. And let me see, and then it includes meals. Usually has one meal, which includes the meal, let's call it just meal A, meal 1, meal 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it gives you all the breakdown, the macros. It's about 16 to 1800 calorie wise, and the protein source is very high, up to the 200 grams of protein in it. Okay, so it's for 12 weeks. 1 week you have a deload week, which means you rest. About the meal, sorry. It has one meal which you follow basically for the entire program for 12 weeks, and then you have a refeed meal which she includes, and that's basically doubling up on the calories and higher on the carbs. But with the refeed you have to qualify. You just can't just simply do it. She has her guidelines on when it's appropriate, and it's like, are you losing weight, not losing weight, how are you feeling, tiredness and all that. So it's not just, oh, I'm going to refeed this weekend. And it's not all like, oh, I'm going to eat all the carbs and sweets and sugars I want. So she has her plan and you just basically follow it. So just know that's all you're going to get from the program. You get the splits, the first 4 weeks, do it as is, follow the meals. After the first 4 weeks, you can swap. Oh, I got my dog here. You can swap meals, and they have like a food pyramid, which if you're going to do any of her challenges, I recommend. It's called the pyramid. The pyramid book, and the concept book, which is a new one she just came out, has, I think, the pyramid the book in it too. So don't buy it separate. I would suggest possibly getting just the concept, but make sure read the description, because I don't know if she changed it or not, if you have to buy it separate. The old one that I got included both, so I use both. And let's see, it has also information on cardio, how much cardio you should do. She has the beginners, intermediate, and advanced cardio, and she explains how to start, how to do it and when to do it. Okay, so let's see. Now, a little bit about me and why I decided to do about the program. I'm about 5 foot. Oh, I am 5 foot. I weigh about 115, 120. I constantly fluctuate. And the reason I wanted to do this is because it's a challenge. I like challenges, and that's something I wanted to do. I wanted just to see what it was. And also I wanted to do a Spartan race, which was going to happen in November. And I knew I needed more strength in my upper body, because, when you're doing Spartan race, everything's like going over the wall, the rope climb, everything is upper body mostly. And I know that's something that I'm weaker on. I've never really just focused on upper body workout. And at the same time, want to get toned. Now, I did not do the program to lose weight necessarily, but I was hoping to, just trim down more. The program is mainly focused on losing weight and gaining muscle at the same time. But for me, since I'm already pretty slim, I had to literally stop cardio. The program includes cardio for those that need to, but for me, it was different, so I had to stop cardio altogether. And for me, being a cardioholic, it was really hard. So that's one thing I'll tell you guys. If you guys are a cardioholic, which is constantly running, whatever it is, a boxing, any beach body workouts, I guess, that's involved cardio, and you love that sweat, those endorphins, because I know how it feels like, it is going to be hard when somebody's like, okay, you need to stop the cardio now, and it's just weightlifting for 6 days a week, basically. So just keep that in mind. And yes, it was hard for me. I was like, oh gosh, I needed that sweat, that that constant movement. And I do more anaerobics. I'm more into like boxing, kickboxing. I do turbo kick. I used to do some body pump, body combat, just more anaerobic stuff. And I like pushing myself that way. So just cardioholics, just so you know, if you are thin and you want to build muscle, you're going to have to stop cardio. And it totally makes sense, you know, you're going to have to stop cardio because you want to focus on building. But if you are overweight and trying to lose weight, then yeah, do the cardio, and she tells you how, and do the weights. And nutrition, obviously on point. So that's the main reason why I wanted to do it. I really wanted a more strength, and I kind of needed like a program, and I really did not want to get a personal trainer because I've been, you know, lifting and weights since I was, probably junior high up to college. I started, my first gym membership was when I was 14, and it was 24-hour fitness, and I loved it. I just started just doing, you know, just the machine weights and then the free weights. So I'm not really new to it, so I kind of knew what I had to do. Just follow the program, make sure I have proper form, and follow the meals. So that's the reason I decided to go into the program as well. I needed a split routine, and I needed kind of like a plan, a program that do this, because if I do it myself, I kind of go everywhere. I kind of just hit this machine, hit that machine, do 10 sets of, you know, I'm sorry, not 10 sets, but like do like 4 sets of 10 to 12 and hard and stuff. But I just wanted something else. Okay, so if you guys are looking for a split routine, a plan, workout, meals, everything, it's a great program to do that. It's really good. She gives you all that information. Okay, so let's talk about the meals. So the meals is super loaded on vegetables. I mean, really, really hardcore. I would recommend to buy a little scale because you're going to be measuring all your food and everything's in grams. So make sure you buy the scale. And I'm telling you right now, you are going to get bloated like you've never felt bloated before. So if you're vegan and you're eating veggies, believe me, this is like 3-4 times more amount of vegetables. Her mains are green beans and broccoli. So I wish I had an example here with me, but like one of the meals is like 450 grams of green beans. And that could actually be the entire bag. If you guys go and check it out, that could be probably the entire bag. And obviously steaming that, but that's like one ingredient. Plus that, plus like 200 grams of mushroom, plus another 200 grams of bell pepper. So it's hardcore vegetables, the low calorie vegetables in large volume. Her thing is, if you're eating this large of a volume, then you're not gonna be hungry. And in a way, she's right. When I was eating it the first 4 weeks, I was bloated. I was like, it was funny because I was so bloated and I was stuffed, but there were times I was still hungry at the same time. So I don't know, and I couldn't eat more because my stomach was gonna burst. And I'll post pictures. You can see my stomach, how big it is. But sorry guys, it's a little hot here. But just know the amount of vegetables is huge. On the pyramid, she has, I believe, 6-7 different levels, and she focuses on level 1, which is the really low calorie amounts of vegetables and the high volume of it. So she focuses on 400 grams of green beans, of broccoli, of stuff. And if you want to move up higher, like I said, to level 2, then now you're going to go into like sweet potatoes, which sweet potatoes are heavier in grams and calories, but just know like a big chunk of broccoli compared to a small, sweet potato, you probably might get hungrier with the sweet potato than the broccoli, because that's going to fill you up more in your stomach. So if you want to feel like a puffer fish, yeah, that's what they call the veggie belly. And a lot of people were complaining, not complaining, but, obviously frustrated in the group that it was painful. For some of them were so painful. Many of them could not finish like the last meal because of the overload of vegetables and bloatness and fullness. I recommend getting enzymes as well. I mean, people were getting Beano, like you can try Trigrillion, billion enzyme. I'm pretty sure you're still going to get bloated. So that's one thing that I did not like. I just did not like feeling like that. I've actually never really felt like that because I don't eat that much of vegetable, maybe a cup of broccoli. But this was like 3-4 cups of broccoli, and it was a lot. So just get ready for that. You're going to get bloated. Get ready for it. And I really don't know how long it takes. I think everybody's obviously different in their body. And don't eat any of the vegetables raw, guys. Just don't, because that's going to be harder on your stomach. So really steam it and see how it works with your body. You might have to cut down. But the first 4 weeks, the coaches in the group will tell you, just eat. Eat as much as you can. Just eat. Don't swap. Don't do anything. Just eat it as is. The protein source I used was seitan. They don't recommend tofu because they have this thing about soy, which we know there's no issues with soy. So I was eating tofu. Seitan, use tempeh, but seitan is basically the largest amount of protein with the least amount of carbs in it. So that's why they recommended that one more. Let's see. There were times I had to force feed myself because I wasn't getting all the calories in. So although I was like already puffed and full, I was forcing that broccoli in it, like just to get it in, just to get the calories in. And I'm not used to forcing food in my stomach and myself, and I felt horrible so many times. I would say that there were times I slept really good, and the next day I felt really good. I'm obviously guessing I was detoxing possibly because of the large amount of vegetables I was eating. And, you know, all the water you have to drink as well. So, eating very, very clean, but a lot. But just know you might have to force feed yourself if you really want to, if you have to reach those calories, which I did. And then I said, I just can't do this. I have to stop because I was doing it for 3-4 weeks and I don't see how that could be a lifestyle. Now, remember, I'm also 5 foot and about 115, 120 pounds. So I'm smaller, more petite. So I think I got full quicker. I think my stomach is small, I don't know, but I got full quicker. But other ladies, veterans that they call them, they can eat it all. They have no problem. I think it will take a time when your body will adjust to the large amount of foods, but it's going to be different for everybody. For me, I think after 4 weeks, I just can't do it anymore. Let's say, okay, so the bloating I talked about. I have my little list here because I was trying to do a video before and I was kind of rambling in here, there, and there. So just no force feeding and bloating. And, as a health coach, I don't recommend force feeding yourself. I'm the type where I do intuitive eating most of the time. I eat when I'm hungry, and when I'm full, I stop. That's simple, right? But I got the reason why you have to do it, because you want to grow muscles. You got to feed your muscles. And if you're not eating enough calories, then you're not going to achieve those results that you're looking for. Now, I'm not saying, and I'm not into bodybuilding, competing or anything, okay? Just so you guys know that. I'm not into that. I've seen how that's happened, and I'm not going to get myself involved in that, and I'm not even ready for that. But it's just a lot of work when you're going to be doing a challenge like this. So just know those, the bloating, the force feeding. If you're not comfortable with it, I guess try for 30 days. I say why not try anything for 30 days? At least that's how I started eating a whole food plant-based diet, because I tried it for 30 days and I loved it and it worked for me. So one thing was with the foods is it discourages you from basically high carbs, because everything's low carbs, high protein, and medium fat. But I miss my beans, I miss my rice, I miss my starches, my potatoes, I missed all that. And I'm a high carb type of lifestyle person. That's how I lost my 40 pounds about 6 years ago. It was all high carbs. It was so easy and yummy and delicious. So this is total change. But at least I tried it for 30 days. It was not working for me for the first 30 days. Okay, I talked about the weights and cardio. You can do that. Her exercises. So I would say this: if you're never been to the gym and not, if you're a cardiaholic like me, just know you probably might not be super happy, because obviously you're going to stop the cardio, and that's what you love. That everybody finds their thing that makes them active. So now you're going to force yourself to lift weights 6 times a week and stop the cardio. So just see how you feel on that. Again, you're forcing something. Now it feels like a chore. Now it feels like you have to do it. And before, when I was doing cardio, it's like, oh, I can't wait to do it, you know. And just know, if you are an extreme beginner, let's say you've never been to the gym, you have probably a few weights at home, her workouts are extreme. They're very extreme, and she talks about it in her concept book that she's an extremist. She goes extreme. That's like the large amount of food, and her workouts are just extreme. And what I mean by that is high reps, high sets. It's not your normal, 4 sets of 10. This is like 5 sets of 10, 5 sets of 30, 10 tens, and it's a lot, So in the group that I was in, the Constant Gaze, you saw a lot of people injured because proper form, one thing, that if you're not doing proper form, you could definitely get injured. And especially if you're a beginner, you know the proper form, and then you're grabbing that 20, 30 pound weight, you can get injured. So ease into the program. Don't grab the heaviest at the moment, because especially if you haven't, done a program at all, if you probably just get, 5 pound weights or use the machines, go very light. And just know you're going to be super sore the next day. Now, I'm lucky because I work out, so my body's conditioned. So I never really had the DOMS effect or the super soreness or anything. I mean, here and there, but not where I can't move, I can't walk, I can't stand up and stuff. So her workouts are extreme. Workout timing, expect to be at the gym for about an hour and a half because she has warm-ups, which about 20 minutes, and her workouts themselves, depending on how your speed is going. And obviously when you're at the gym, if whatever you're looking for is open, the weights are there and whatever you need, another hour, at least another hour there. And then so keep that in mind in your schedule wise. And then that's not including cardio if you have to do cardio. So a lot of people that were doing cardio like in the morning, so get up a little bit, like half an hour early in the morning, and then weights in the afternoon. For me, I had to do weights after work, so I get off after 3:30. I hit the gym about 3:45. I don't do warm-ups. That's just me. I never really needed to. I've been so lucky that I have not been injured. Maybe stretch like a minute or two, but not a warm-up. She has the program to warm up properly, and she also has a book on how to warm up, how to stretch. But I didn't do the warm-ups. I just didn't have the time, the extra 20 minutes to put in and for me to get home. Now I commute a long way. I'm about an hour and a half. So after work, I would go to the gym, 3:45. I would, put my clothes on right there and right away hit the weights. Stretch here, blah, blah here. That's, really quick. And then hit the weights. And I did the weights. And then I think I was pretty close to like 50 minutes. I tried to get it done. I would shower and then I would hit the train because I take the train to go back home. So keep that in mind that you're probably going to be at the gym a long time. And then this can definitely be done at home. But once you get to a point where you think you can lift more or you want to challenge yourself more, you're just going to end up buying more, more equipment. And if you're fine with that, fine. But if you financially cannot afford it, you're going to be stuck with those either 5-10 pound weights where you're getting stronger. You can probably increase 15 to 20 pound weights. So you might want to invest on some sets. Definitely a bar, definitely a squat rack, a bench and weights. I feel those were the main ones because legs and arms were a lot. I would definitely invest also in the pull-up bar. You can put in the door because you do have ab work, you have hanging legs and twists as well. But they do offer different ways to do if you don't have them. But I don't know. That'll be totally up to you. I'm lucky enough that I was able to do a lot of my stuff at home. And I bought some assistant pull-up bands too, which are helping me more as well. So that's the timing, and just that's the extreme. If you're already a bodybuilder, obviously this is going to be a cinch for you, and just something different, a new challenge, new routines, and you're gonna like it. And I noticed as the first 4 weeks, it starts light. The next 4 weeks, it starts getting more intense, more reps, more sets. And now I'm on week 9, and it's even more intense. I mean, people are spending 2 hours at the gym, just the workout, not even the warm-up. So keep that in mind. I literally had to cut a lot of it because it was just, I felt it was ridiculous. I just didn't need like 100 squats, 100, you know, what is it, deadlifts, like all these hundreds of sets for your legs. I felt like if I'm in the gym, in half an hour, I should be able to get a good ass workout done with proper form and enough weights to where I'm at the point where the last rep is the hardest, and I'm like, oh, pulling that or squatting that, and you're really squeezing the muscles. That's what you want to do. You want to squeeze, contract those muscles. You want to work them. Don't overload the weights. Don't get that ego trip where you're half-assing in the squat. You really want to work it. So form is very important in everything. From here and on, when you're going to start working out wherever you want to do, is once you start with the program. Let's see. Another thing that just be careful with the injuries. A lot of people are getting injuries on the wrist, and the back a lot, and the legs, tendons. Just different areas because it's extreme. Okay, so if you have a gym, maybe if you haven't used your personal trainer, sometimes they give you an introduction. Just present them that. And I'm going to tell you now, they're going to say, this is way too much. You don't need this overload. And a lot of people might probably even come up to you once you start doing it and get somewhere comfortable at the gym, saying, why are you doing 100 squats? Why, you're so much you're overdoing your legs, you can get injured. Either just F them because you're following the program, or just keep that in your head, because I'm telling you now, they're extreme. Okay, so it's not just 30 squats, 100. It's 100 is a lot when you're putting weights. You're gonna feel the next day. That's just one routine. It's like 5 to 8 routines for legs. You know that. Now the group itself is really, the coaches are really good. Many, at least in the Cuts and Gains, they put their form videos on, and it's good for you to post a video of your form, and they will tell you what's, bend more, squat more, lift more, or something. They'll tell you, they'll give you a constructive criticism on what you're doing. I love how they provide you information. They all answer your questions. And also in the group, I noticed that a lot of the women come in and do confessions. It's not just a workout, but a lot of the women are there because the confession of what happened during their day. They're having issues with their families, with their spouse, with their kids, with their work. It's like a confession group, basically. And I guess that's nice because other women can relate. Oh, I didn't get my workout in today because I overworked, or my kids, or I had to cook. So you can release that stress, that grief, whatever you're going through in the group, and they'll help you through it. They're very motivational in that. Now pictures, they do encourage you to post pictures weekly. I didn't. I just didn't want to. Why? Because I'm not following the Fighterdiet lifestyle. I'm doing the workouts, but I'm not doing the meal. Now that it's 9 weeks, I'm actually now doing high carbs because that's what I like more. So yeah, I went back to my lifestyle, which worked for me. I'm doing all high carbs again. I included oats, fruits, and that's one thing, they don't want you to eat fruits due to the high amount of sugar, but come on. We all know it's simple sugars with an apple, but to discourage you from any type of sugars at all. So I went back to my oats, my flaxseed, my sugar, my apple, just more fruits, went back to my smoothies. And then after the 4 weeks, I noticed I started getting tired. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was my body just saying you're over pushing yourself, because I do tend to push myself. When I'm at the gym, I really focus on the form, what I'm doing, and I probably did push myself too much. That's why they have a deload week, because of all that, pressure you're putting on your body, all that stress you're putting on your body. You need that week off just to relax, just to give your body time to, release whatever it has to release, and that week just do your stuff. You can do some people just kept doing cardio or foam rolling. And I hate foam rolling. It hurts my muscles for some reason. I've tried different types. So for me, whatever works, I'm going to do. And if it hurts, I'm not going to do it. So everybody's different. I'm very sensitive as well. So I bruise easily. And it's for medical issues. And it's not like I'm low in this or low in that. I already know my body really well. So, you know, it's just, you gotta, you know, make sure you're gonna be committed to this program. If you really want this program to work, I feel like you gotta do it to the T. I mean, 100% to the T. If you start going and doing, I guess like I did, just completely get rid of the food, you might not get the you know, the progress that you've been looking for. Again, for me, it was not more losing weight. Now I have seen definition on my arms. I haven't seen my back yet or my legs. Like I took before pictures, so I'm gonna take after pictures. I have like 3 more weeks left, and I think my stomach area might have gone a little bit flatter. But you know, I think I'm getting the results that I wanted. I know I'm stronger. I'm lifting more. I can feel my arms more strong. I see more definition. And I think that basically what it was is I was just consistent 6 times a week, lifting all the time, stopping the cardio. So if I keep going with this program, so let's say I start over again, that way I can change the, you know, the muscle memory and all that. I'm changing and confusing the muscle. If I keep doing it for a good year, I know I'm going to see really, really good progress. And the one thing about the meal, since it's high in protein, guys, the meals, at least the ones that I've seen, they use eggs and they use dairy a lot. What I had to do was I had to use shakes instead. So I'm using, you know, my shake. I am an independent consultant to Arbonne, so yes, I'm using my Arbonne shakes. They're vegan certified, and you know, I'm using those. So the coaches are gonna say, okay, if you're not using eggs, then use, you know, get the calories of, let's say it's 100 calories for these many eggs. Compare those to your protein shake to 100 calories. So they always match calories to calories. So so just know you're probably gonna have to buy, let's say, get 2 tubs, bags, or whatever your protein shakes, because you're gonna use them a lot. Okay, if they have like meal 2 eggs, you're gonna get a shake. Meal 4 is yogurt, you're gonna get a shake. So you're gonna be loaded with shakes. Okay, so let's see what else about Pauline's. Now she wasn't very interactive in the group, but I heard that she's looking and listening and stuff. You know, looking at the comments. So she's very straight out. She gets to the point. She tells it how it is. And I wanted to say something about pictures. Yeah, that's right. There are many women in there that post a lot of provocative pictures. I mean, I saw so many crotches. Like, I just got tired of seeing all those crotches, guys. So I'm letting you guys know that group, at least that group, because it's the only challenge I've been doing. At least one particular lady, she kept posting her little, you know, bikini thong, you know, body, which she's beautiful, amazing body. She worked hard for it, but I mean, she constantly posted it all the time. And I felt like she was more looking for that recognition, that you know, that, oh yeah, you look amazing, you look great. And that's great, but I mean, God, how much, I mean, I know her crotch already. I know how it looks like, you know, so just know there's a lot of provocative pictures. I think there's more like, it's more like a soft porn. I mean, I think it would be nice. You don't have to be in your thong. You can definitely wear some nice, you know, shorts or pants, and still show your curves and your hard work. You know, I mean, keep it tasty, not like that. And then you're gonna see a lot of people posting their breakfast recipes, which a lot of them are like basically dessert. And so just be careful with those, because if you're somebody that binges or basically is like addicted to sugar, don't focus so much on those cakes, those donuts, those muffins that people are doing for their breakfast. Okay, focus a lot on the rest of the food. And she does have a cookbook, which is really very good. And I mean, you know, there's a vegan cookbook, but I would not recommend buying it, guys. I think there's like 9-10 recipes for $30. You know, generally a vegan cookbook has about 100 recipes, 200 recipes, you know, and this one did not. I was very disappointed. If you want to get it, go ahead and get it. It's a vegan cookbook. She also has another vegan, I think it's called FDX Vegan, with some recipes in it and some workouts. So you have 2 books out there from her that if you want to get, and if they're all vegan. But just watch out with the recipes that get posted, because it seemed to me that it was about desserts, you know, but you know, some people were kind of complaining, like, you know, can we stop seeing dessert? Because some people do deal with it. It's very serious for them, that the binge eating, the cravings, and when they're seeing the picture, you know, it hits the head and then it all comes back, and they ask, can you please stop posting many of those? And I felt that was, you know, it was a good call, and they did stop posting that. And then I wish they could have posted more of the foods and show you how to swap more. That way you have an idea on how to cook it, and different ways of cooking food, because they're very simple and very bland. I mean, it's basically green beans, mushroom, bell pepper, and protein. I mean, they make it very simple. So if you have a busy schedule, this is very good, because that's all it is. Steam it and eat it. A little bit of salt, maybe some mustard, couple of seasonings, but that's about it. And then water, the rest of the time water. And that's probably the meal, you know, what, 3 and 6 probably. It's the same thing. You're gonna get bored. You might end up hating broccoli or green beans by the end of the program. I certainly just started hating green beans, and green beans are my favorite to munch on like snacks, but I just hated it. Oh my god, to eat like almost 400 grams of green beans steamed with nothing on it. Ugh. Usually I would put like a little bit of salt, some seasonings, but I think every day, twice a day, I just wanted to throw up. I just did not want to eat it anymore. So, no, that might happen. You know, I can't wait till the program ends. I'm definitely not going to be doing more of her challenges, because they all seem the same. And then they are going to be constantly promoting all of her books, basically. Ab work, leg, you know, chest, exercise, you know, all these different military challenge or something. All these different books. And what I've noticed in the books, because I purchased a few because they were on discount, is all of them have a certain routine, and it's basically 5 or 6 days. That's it, same routines. And then they have meal 1 and refeed days. Meal A, I guess they call it, which is the same thing every day for the entire of the program. You don't change it, you keep it that way. And refeed days, well, that's if you qualify for it. And her books are very small. It's not like a big book. They're very little, square. I didn't buy the books. Everything I got it's online. I don't like carrying books with me. It just, I don't know. I rather conserve paper, and I can just put it all on my, just put it on my tablet, download everything there. And then what really helped me, some tips to give you guys. What helped me was, if you haven't used JFit, it's a great app. I uploaded all of my workouts on that, and it's perfect because you can put sets, you can put reps, you can put rest time, and you can name it however you want it. So when I would go to the gym, I would just take my phone and say, okay, it's leg day. Okay, what do I do first? Okay, squats, conventional squats, deadlift, and it tells you how many reps and the weight. So now you have a history of how you're doing, because you'll put, okay, I did 20 pounds this week for squats. Okay, now next week, okay, let me add a little bit more. So you're adding in JFit's Fit. I mean, it's free, and it keeps your whole history, and also gives you a countdown of rest times. That's what I like, because I constantly had to keep looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, 30 seconds passed. Okay, but the thing is, once you hit done, it starts counting down. It gives you a 3-second warning that, okay, are you ready to start for the next one? So I really like that little app, and I use it, and I take it with me everywhere. Some women there like the old-fashioned way. They print it out. They actually they provide you with like a printer of the works, and pencil in basically your set, your rep, your rest, and everything. So you want to take the paper with you, go ahead. But for me, it was so convenient just to use my phone, and I entered all my information there. Another tip for all the ladies is, if you're definitely starting this, please be careful. Be careful with the weights, how much you're doing. I would definitely recommend, talk to a personal trainer just to show you, like, say, I'm doing this program, can you just show me the proper forms, how to do them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help you in them. And ladies, every time when you're gonna pick up anything, please squat. Don't use your back to lift unless you're doing like a deadlift, but you're not really using your back, you're using your legs and stuff. But please remember to squat anytime you're picking up a barbell, a bar, a dumbbell, just anything, because you can easily get injured if you're just grabbing something with whatever, not proper form, which is not being conscious in your head. There's been times where I'm, lifting, let's say 25 pounds on each hand, and I don't realize that I'm not using my legs to lift myself up. And I have this little, like, pinch in my back, just a tiny, it's like, oh, okay, I gotta be careful, So I'm constantly now reminding myself to squat, grab, and lift. Just like you hear it when you're, I don't know if you've seen that, like, little sign of a box, how to bend and grab it and pick it up. So be careful with those ladies. If you have a weak grip like I do, my grips are really weak. They do have different, I was gonna buy these sets of of grip arms that they call them, but see how you do first. If your grip is still weak, there is some grip bars that they recommend using. It's like you put it around here, and it's basically like this piece of thing sticking out, but this thing folds in, and what happens is it sticks out and it folds into the bar, which helps you with the grip. So I was thinking of investing in them. They're about $40. I forgot the name, but I'll put it down there so you guys can see what I was talking about. And if you really liked it after 4 weeks and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going, then definitely do an investment. You're gonna be starting buying weights and buying all this thing. I recommend getting that, especially for people who have your grip is not strong, and mine are not strong at all. I had surgery in my right arm, so that even makes it more weaker on my right arm. So I noticed that a lot. Also turning your hand. So if you pretend this is the bar you have, you're going to put one hand here and the other hand will be, reverse grip. That helped me a lot too. So, just see what works for you basically. If I have any information, any other tips, I would say, don't get so much into the protein, because it is huge. 200 grams is a lot. I feel I'm developing good, I'm building good, and I think my protein, I cut it down all the way to 100. It was just too much. I was tired of drinking shakes all the time. But what I did keep was a shake before and a shake after. I did keep those two during my workouts. So, if you guys are having trouble doing the vegan style, talk to the coaches. Some will, they'll help you. And let me see, I don't know what else to say here. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope my point of view, it could help you see if you want to do a challenge. Just know this is the cuts and gains that I did. She has several others. I think she has the Build and Burn. I think she has the Butt Bible. So I say try it, but that's my experience. I'm not going to follow the Fighterdiet lifestyle in the food wise, but I did like the exercise wise. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is, since I missed my cardio, and I actually did cardio last week, I did turbo kickboxing, my endurance was so low. I was tired after 10-15 minutes. So I really missed it as well. So what I think I'm going to start doing is I'm going to be doing, instead of like one muscle a week, I'm going to incorporate 2 muscles. So let's say like, back and chest or something. And work out, weight lift at least 3 to 4 times a week, and the rest will be cardio, because I miss cardio. And I think you should do what you like. That way you can keep going, because if you're forcing yourself and making this a chore now, you're probably going to give up and say, I'm just tired of this. But I still have my goals, and my goals is to still get more toned up and a little bit more trim. So hopefully, in a year that might happen. And oh yeah, one other thing, know that many of the women in there, they've been doing the challenges for probably 3 to 5 years, or they've been bodybuilding and now starting this challenge. So I don't know what convinced you. I'm pretty sure not me, but what I've convinced you to, I'm going to do her program. Was it seeing a before and after? Just know that a lot of women have been doing it for years, and it takes years to get to what you're looking at. You're probably going to see weight loss, but the toneness and the muscle growth, that's going to take a while. And that's for any program. So, and I felt that was false advertisement. That's what I felt, because it's like, oh, here comes a bodybuilder. Her before, where she was like 100 pounds, and now she is this lean meat, machine. And and I'm like, oh wow, so did you do that with Fighterdiet? She's like, oh no, I've been doing, been bodybuilding for years, and I decided to do, this. So I felt it was false advertisement, because it's like, I would want to see a woman from the very beginning doing her lifestyle, which is her Fighterdiet lifestyle, from the very beginning to, the end, which is a year, 2 years later, to see if her program really works. Because obviously people change their program. Like, I tried it, I don't think it's working for me, which is the food wise, but the workout does. So I'm not going to put my pictures up, because I'm not doing a Fighterdiet lifestyle. But just know that there's several pictures like that, and several of the women have never done Fighterdiet. They've been doing bodybuilding, something else, or they're on their 3rd, 4th challenge, and now you're seeing results. Just like anything, it's going to take time. Just stay focused, stay committed, plan ahead, and nutrition has to be on point. It has to be on point. I mean, if you really want this bad, you're going to keep doing it. Okay, guys, so thank you so much. I hope my information helped you in determining if you want to do it or what to expect. And hopefully, and like I said, I'm not going to do any further challenges. I'm just going to keep it, I'm going to keep using the same program, but just maybe start again all over. And then I'm going to stop, and I might do body pump and just switch my routine. Thank you so much.